or should I say, that we find ourselves here at last. To those in the audience who may not know, this assembly is not a recent development. In fact, it just happens to be the culmination of a hard-fought, 7-year-long battle against the unyielding cogs of our educational institutions. Over such a long span of time, and through countless tedious school committee meetings, our temperamental memories often let things slip. So, as a public service, let us recount the sheer totality of damning evidence that lies before us. Let's remember that the relationship between our community and the school administration was not always so antagonistic. Quite the opposite. We gave these public servants our children, trusting them to endow the next generation with a nuanced education and critical thinking. Imagine our surprise then, 7 years ago, when it was discovered that these trusted educators used Saudi-funded textbooks to brainwash our youth. These texts were, of course, totally inaccurate, caricaturing Israel, for example, as a fundamentalist ethno-state. Even now, 7 years down the line, I can't help but be puzzled by the sheer irony of such an arrangement. Saudi Arabia, a country where only Muslims are allowed into the holy city of Mecca, accusing Israel of institutional religious fundamentalism? Saudi Arabia, the same country that only last year allowed women to drive, alleging that Israel is the region's true violator of women's rights. Little did Newton parents know that every day while they were at work, their children would be continually misled and influenced by the world's foremost sponsor of terrorism. When the news of this first broke and our community had a chance to reflect on this grievous miscarriage of authority, many among us naively believed that it was some sort of mistake. We came to you in meeting after meeting, pleading for answers and begging for change. For a group of politicians, I will admit that you genuinely surprised me. I expected you to lie or to deflect, as public officials often do in order to wriggle out of such a PR crisis. Instead, where I expected lies, we were met with a deafening silence. And although you said nothing, your silence told us everything we needed to know. 7 years have passed since then, and although the evidence of the school committee's bias continues to grow, their response has never wavered. When Cameron's investigation found even more evidence of Israeli bias, of anti-Israel bias, silence. When the movie Ismail, played during a mandatory assembly, slanderously depicted Jewish Israeli soldiers abusing and exiling Palestinians, silence. When emails from within this very school administration uncovered a concerted effort within Newton North's history department to eradicate objectivity in the name of social justice, silence. This community has had just about enough of your silence. If this committee, as it has for years, refuses to work with us to eradicate this propaganda, it is in turn up to us to solve.
No, your time's up. Thank
Silence.
you. Go ahead.
My name is Jerry Tuitt.
No applause.
I come from Hopkinton, Massachusetts. I came into this controversy 2 years ago, many years after it started. I know a lot of the people in EWI. I got involved because everything that these people talked about and fought is documented in this book. It's about political bias and anti-Semitism and historical inaccuracy that was injected into your curriculum. And all they were asking for was to take it out. 5 years after they started, they were still working at it. They couldn't get it out. And that's why I got involved. I couldn't understand this, especially in Newton. I never heard anyone in that organization demean teachers. I'm shocked at what I'm hearing. It's never been about the teachers, never about the system, only about the inaccuracy and the substance. That's all. And that's why I'm here. I'm a Christian, I'm not a Jew, and I can't stand by. The request made to this committee, transparency, vetting, explaining what anti-Semitism is, and there's some Russian Jews here who can explain it to you if you don't really understand what it is, because they've been through it, and how to recognize it, and how you've been exposed to it. That's all they're asking. How could any school committee see this as anything but an opportunity? Even a few of your own teachers acknowledge, as we found out last summer, they are propagandizing. They freely proclaim the right to press their own ideology and morality in their classroom, even after showing it crossed the line. They declared objectivity the real threat. What initially appeared to be innocent mistakes now is revealed as something quite the opposite. The introduction into Newton schools of racist memes, historically inaccurate narratives, and political bias has been deliberate. More and more, it seems Newton has not been the victim of an unfortunate mistake. It was chosen for an ideological battle. And the demands made by these citizens in EWI to cease is not a surrender by Newton schools. It's an opportunity. Nobody who came to this mic tonight disputed anything in this. Not one of you. You're talking about your analytical ability. It wasn't a student who brought this to the superintendent's attention. It was outsiders. Look, my hat's off to your teachers, all right? I don't have a problem. But as a Christian, I cannot stand by and watch it happen again.
Hold your applause, please.
Last call for Scott Aquilina.